Slowcoach Sammy by Knut Blyton. Slowcoach Sammy belonged to a family of brownies, and you can guess why he had such a funny name. He was such a slow coach. He was last in everything, and his mother, Mrs. Trotabout, got quite cross with him. "You're always last, Sammy," she said. "I call the others, and they come running at once. But you stay behind and make me feel so cross." Poor old Slowcoach Sammy! He missed the bus when he went shopping. He missed the train when Mrs. Trotabout took the family to see Aunt Twinkle. He even missed the elephant when he went to the zoo, so he couldn't have his ride. One day, his mother called to all her family, "Come with me. I want you to do some gardening. I have lettuce and mustard and cress seeds, and we will plant them all in our garden so that we shall have plenty to eat in the summer." Tickle came running. Humps rushed up. Jinky came round the corner at top speed. Ricky arrived panting, but Slowcoach Sammy wasn't to be seen as usual. "He's watching a spider making its web at the front gate," said Tickle. "Sammy! Sammy! Sammy! Hurry up, or you won't have time to do any gardening," said Mrs. Trotabout. "I've only 20 minutes to spare to help you all plant your seeds." But Slowcoach Sammy didn't hurry. He watched the spider till she had finished her web. Then he watched a worm wriggling out of the hole. Then he watched a bird flying right up into the sky. At last he got to his mother and his brothers and sisters. But they had finished their gardening and were picking up their spades to put them back into the shed. "What a slow coach you are, Sammy," said Mrs. Trotabout. "I called you ages ago. Now we have finished, and all the seeds are planted." "I want to plant some seeds too," said Sammy. "Well, you can't. The others have planted them all. There they are, neatly labeled in rows," said his mother, waving her spade to the garden beds. "I do want to plant some seeds," wept Sammy. "I want some seeds of my own, too. I do want to plant some seeds." "It's no use making that noise," said his mother. "You should have come when you were called. There are no more seeds at all." Sammy went off to cry in the playroom. He hunted in the cupboard to see if there were any packets of seeds left, and at last he came to a little packet that rattled when he shook it. He opened it. Inside lay a great many tiny colored round things. "Seeds!" said Slowcoach Sammy, delighted. "Seeds that everybody else has forgotten. I'll go and plant them straight away, and won't the others look blue when they see I have got seeds coming up after all?" Well, if Sammy has looked closely at that packet, he would have seen that they were tiny beads belonging to his sister Jinky. But he didn't. He just hurried out to plant them. He made little holes along his garden bed and shook the beads inside. He covered them up well. He watered them and patted them down to the ground nicely. He was very pleased with himself. "They can call me Slowcoach all they like, but they'll be surprised when they see how much nicer my seeds are than theirs," said Sammy to himself. "My word, with seeds colored as brightly as that, I ought to have flowers all colors of the rainbow." Well, the other seeds began to come up, showing a green mist in the beds, but Slowcoach Sammy's didn't peep through at all. He went out to look 20 times a day, but it wasn't any use. He didn't see a single green head coming through the soft brown earth. He was so disappointed. The seeds of the others grew and grew, but Sammy's didn't come out at all. "I'm not really surprised, are you?" Mrs. Trotabout was sorry to see Sammy so unhappy about his seeds. He had told her that he had found a forgotten packet in the cupboard, and she thought they were mustard and cress or lettuce. She couldn't think why they didn't come up. I shall dig them up and see what's the matter with them, said Slowcoach Sammy to the others. Maybe they're slowcoach like you, said Jinky. They all came with him and watched him dig up his bed. He turned up heaps of little round colored things and picked them out of the earth. Just look, he said. They haven't put out any root or shot or bud or leaf. What bad seeds they are. Then the others began to laugh. How they laughed! What's the matter? Said Sammy in surprise. Do you think my seeds are so funny? Yes, we do, laughed Ricky. What do you expect to grow from those seeds, Sammy? Necklace flowers and bracelet buds? They are tiny little beads. Poor Slowcoach Sammy. He stood and stared at his bead seeds, and tears trickled down his red cheeks. No wonder they wouldn't grow. He had planted beads. Never mind, Sammy. You can share my lettuces, said kind Jinky. It's not the same to share, said Sammy. I want seeds of my own. Then you mustn't be such a little slowcoach next time, said his mother. We'll try and help you not to be. And what do you think his family say to him when they see Sammy being slow? They say, Hi, Sammy, your beads will never grow unless you hurry up. Then, my goodness, how he hurries and scurries.